You know, I don't know why I didn't think about this before. It just dawned on me that at the time I'm filming this review, I haven't actually seen John Wick Chapter 4, which is really weird because as you guys know, I'm a huge John Wick fan. But thankfully, it's actually streaming right now, so I'm definitely going to check it out as soon as this review is done. So as you guys know, I'm a huge John Wick fan, and John Wick actually gets a lot of love on the show. It is Baba Yaga himself, or should I say, not only Baba Yaga, but the man they sent to kill the fucking boogeyman, which is really awesome. I think in the original films, that was probably one of the best lines in the original movie. Absolutely love the mystique and just the kind of like lore of who John Wick was, how he came to be, and how he is really this unstoppable force, which is absolutely outstanding. One of the things that really fascinates me about John Wick, and this is gonna sound very ironic, is not his complexity, it's actually his simplicity. He is a man that is driven, dedicated, disciplined, and through sheer force and will executes his missions, and I think that's absolutely outstanding, just how straightforward this character is. The original John Wick, or the original film, was just an incredible film, and I think really reinvigorated the kind of John Woo style action films, just in the choreography, the gunplay, the fight scenes. I mean, it was all just exciting and something that we really hadn't seen, just like these long takes of John Wick just decimating his foes, and that was really outstanding, and I think was a very unique and refreshing take on this genre, and I gotta say, it made me almost fall in love instantly with John Wick. Thankfully, Hot Toys got the license for John Wick, and this is actually, if you're keeping score at home, the second character, or the second Hot Toys version. So today we're going to be reviewing John Wick, the special edition 1/6 scale figure from John Wick Chapter 4. Let's take a closer look. Holy shit, I mean, this is outstanding. I have to say, this is probably one of the most realistic 1/6 scale figures of Keanu Reeves that I have seen. The uncanny valley, so to speak, is definitely there. This is definitely Keanu Reeves. I love the sculpt in the hair, and thankfully it is sculpted and not rooted hair. That would look very weird. The brow is fantastic, his very pronounced nose, the beard stubble, the countenance in the face, and the cool thing is that this does have the purr system, and again, this time I really took my time with this to get this really menacing look, and it is outstanding. This is a beautiful head sculpt. You know, one of the signature things about a character like John Wick is his tuxedo, or these custom-made tuxedos that he has. Hot Toys always uses premium materials, and you can definitely see it reflected here in this three-piece suit. Now, the color is a little bit off black, off gray, very unusual color, but it works very well with John Wick. I think the tie is done very well, offset against the white shirt, but it is the little details, just like the buttons and the embroidery, also the textures and the patterns in the suit. Fortunately, it's very flexible and malleable, so you can get some really great poses. But just look at the inner lining of the three-piece suit. The vest is done so well, and again, fully functional. I mean, these are not just like ornaments, they can actually take the suit off. The lower section is done very well also. I think a lot of detail went into the trousers. As you can see, it perfectly matches the upper kind of lining of the suit, which is really great. And here's the cool thing. The suit is form-fitting, so to speak, but it is very malleable and very pliable. You can get some great poses. The shoes are done and sculpted very well. A lot of malleability here, so they do work with a really great ball joint system, so you can get some really good poses. And the good thing is, this body type, along with the malleability of the suit, really lends itself for some dynamic poses, which you're really going to want to do with this figure. Now, you don't necessarily need to go out and mirror this piece, but there is some pretty decent details on the reverse side. Again, I have to remark on how brilliant the sculpt of the hair is. The individual strands are done very well. There's a lot of detail, and again, I guess the only way that you can go with this is a sculpted kind of hairstyle, because the rooted again would look very weird with this figure. The suit is done very well, tailor-made. You can see how nice the creases are, and just the little subtle details that really make this a shrink version of the person. You can also see how he attaches to the base. It's a standard nut grabber at this point. Again, you don't have to mirror this piece, but I do want to remark and just say how detailed it is on the reverse side. Now, the base is actually pretty standard for a John Wick figure, or a Hot Toys figure I should say. It's a hexagonal base. It has a lithograph of the promotion for John Wick. It does say Chapter 4, and of course on the lip of the base, it does read John Wick in very bold chalk white letter. It's big enough so that you can definitely read this thing. Again, and I've remarked on this before so many times, if it's not broken, you don't have to fix it. He does fit on the actual base very well, so again, I think it's just a nice thing to have for display, and it looks really good. Now, it's kind of a given to say that John Wick comes with a lot of armaments. I mean, it's John Wick, but I think I'm really excited to see the movie now because we have this beautiful, amazing katana. It's just so detailed. I definitely love the hilt and the handle, and you can see the embroidery and just how much detail there is. The blade is magnificent, and just like with most katanas, you can see the little waves and striations all the way down to the blade. It is very detailed. This thing looks amazing, and I couldn't help myself. I know that John Wick always packs guns, but I had to pose it with the katana. It looks so amazing, just beautiful. Then of course we get into the more traditional weaponry, and this is the special edition, so you do get that additional weapon of the AR platform. Forgive me if I don't know the nomenclature here, but in addition to the actual AR style weapon, you also get the I think it's a G11, which is a basically an automatic shotgun, which is really awesome. Both of them are using the Picatinny rails system, and they've got extended mags, which is really nice, and the slides are fully functional on this, along with the stocks that can be adjusted. A lot of detail here, and they also have some logos there, which is really fantastic. Again, the weaponry is just really awesome and looks really great. Now, you also get his pistol 9mm Beretta. Again, I'm not sure of the nomenclatures, but you definitely get it. It's a lot of detail, and still, I'm curious about that logo. And then of course you have this old style Spaniard pistol, and I do remember seeing a promo of some kind of like duel that he has with his foe, so I'm sure this is probably part of it. Very detailed here, that high polish and the wood grain looks really fantastic, and I'm glad that we get these extra details. And again, a lot of weaponry and a lot of like accessories with this figure. You're definitely getting a lot of value for what you pay for this figure, which is really cool. You know, and just looking at the variety of weaponry here and the fact that he has some archery ability in the film really makes me excited to go watch it. So we do get this bow. I mean, and I think it's made out of carbon fiber, or probably in the movie it's made out of carbon fiber. You do get some very detailed arrows. It is like just like a black carbon fiber, so it's not overtly detailed, but it's still very nice. I can only imagine the kind of innovative ways that he's going to take out his enemies in the film. I haven't seen it yet with this this bow and arrow system, so this is really cool. I'm glad that they had this in as part of the package. Again, a lot of weaponry. Now, this is probably the coolest aspect. And now this thing is very detailed. You get some nunchucks here. I mean, it's just really cool. It really takes me back to my days in the 80s when I used to watch like the Revenge of the Ninja films, Enter the Dragon, you know, those kinds of things when I used to love nunchucks. And you guys know back in the 80s, if you were like a kid back then, early 90s, I mean, there was like ninja movies like all the time at the video store, and I think this is very detailed. The chain is actually made out of metal, and then of course you have the finishes with the actual wood grain. I mean, this is just really cool. It's a nice detail, it's a nice accessory. So you do get an alternate hair sculpt, which by that, I guess by proxy, you get an alternate head sculpt, so to speak. Now, I have the one that is like the very combed hair. This one is a little bit more disheveled. It is magnetic, so it's not a pain in the ass to take off and on. And of course, when you remove it, you'll be able to use the purse system to move the eyes independently and get some really menacing looks. It's really cool. I like that they have this additional option for, you know, just some additional display options, which is really cool. And as you guys know, if you've watched all 4 films, I'm 3 out of 4. In the John Wick universe, the currency is the gold medallions. Basically, these are perfect little recreations of those medallions. We have 3 of them that are loose, and then 3 stacks of high society, which is really cool. I like that they're static. This is the one time that when I actually opened them up and take them out of the package, they didn't go flying, because I think I've learned my lesson, so which is really cool. Again, a really nice accessory to have and another display option. And finally, rounding out the last bit of accessories are 11 additional hands for various poses and various functions, and I recommend that you try to use them all. Experiment. The underbody lends itself because it's so malleable and so pliable, and the combination with the suit and how flexible it is in this platform really lends itself so you can do a lot of dynamic poses, and I encourage you to experiment, go nuts. It's one of the very few times that I tell you to do this. Not a rubber body suit, so get creative, guys. If you are one of those ones that like to do dynamic poses, this is definitely the figure that's going to allow you to do it. So this one's an easy one for me. It is the man, it is the myth, it is Baba Yaga, it is the one person you send to kill the fucking boogeyman. It is definitely a legendary piece. This is so freaking awesome. It is John Wick, for God's sakes. If you don't have this in your collection, it is a freaking sin. Yeah, it is. You gotta get this one. I have the first one. I might be revisiting that one, and I definitely had chapter 4. This thing is freaking awesome. If you're a fan of Keanu Reeves, if you're a fan of the John Wick universe, definitely pick this one up. It is amazing. Alright everybody, so that's my official review on Hot Toys version of John Wick from John Wick Chapter 4, the special edition 1/6 scale figure. As always, I thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next Route Desert Reviews.
Extreme ways are back again, extreme places I didn't know. I broke everything new again, everything that I'd owned. I threw it out the windows, came along. Extreme ways I know will part the colors of my sea. Perfect color me. Extreme ways that help me out late at night. Extreme places I had gone, but never see any light. Dirty basements, dirty noise, dirty places coming through. Extreme worlds alone, did you ever like it then? I would stand in line for this. There's always room in life for this.